Day number 4 on our road trip across Canada. We left Moosomin, Saskatchewan, and we had a long day of driving across the prairies. The flatlands, for most people, are not their favorite part of the drive. So I always like to take a nice stop and do some things to, number one, get some exercise, but also make the trip a bit more exciting and actually be able to see some sights instead of only looking at my steering wheel. We did stop, and my son begged me to get these Mr. Beast Jack Links. If you have a 10-year-old son or around that age, you might be familiar. We drove through downtown Regina. It was a very 70s feeling. It looks like it was a prairie town pretty quickly developed for a certain era. We did find an Italian deli to go and get some delicious, healthy, homemade food. And we got some olives. My son had this delicious pasta of the day, which he enjoyed, and I had this lovely sandwich. I really like to try and get out at least 2 hours a day and walk around. So there's a park close to downtown, which has a lake in the middle, and you can walk all the way around. It ended up being a much longer walk than I had actually anticipated. We spent about 2.5 hours there, and there was a nice variety of scenery. You can see the legislature buildings in the background. There was grassy fields where you could play catch. And there was plenty of animals to pull you in. There was goslings, there was baby ducks, and just to have some kid time of exploring and discovering and getting curious about the local area. There was a baby duck that could not find its family, and this little duck pulled our hearts in, and a few other people that were walking by wondering if they were ever going to reunite. Was following the wrong ducks for a while, and they tried to scare it off, but eventually the mama duck and her babies all found each other and went on peacefully. So after that little tale, we continued walking. I was feeling pretty hot by now. At the beginning of our walk, it was cool, and now it was getting pretty hot in the middle of the day. There were all of these goslings with these mama geese right in the pathway, and you need to be careful because geese can be pretty aggressive. So we left and we kept on driving after we completed our walk around the lake, and the weather had turned by this point. It had gone from sunny and hot and really humid, and the clouds had rolled in. We are still in the prairies, we're still in the flatlands, and you can see the weather. It's starting to rain, it was getting more windy, and then we had pretty heavy rain. Now the benefit of this is it was washing all the killed bugs that were on the front of my car, so I was happy about that. It was definitely a long driving day though. It was about 10.5 hours that we drove. Once you get close to the Alberta border, the geography starts to change and get a bit more interesting. We're getting close to the area called the Badlands, which is very beautiful, and it has one of the largest fossil discovery areas for the dinosaurs. So it really does have a ton of people that come here, that tour around. They have an incredible dinosaur museum we plan to visit the next day. The skies opened up and this beautiful scenery unfolded in front of us. And there's a river that goes through the town of Drumheller, which is where a famous museum is, to see all the dinosaurs.